All right, what's up, guys? What's going on? Camp Out, episode 2. Just want to talk about a couple things today. Proxies, pre-orders, scamming as a whole, and things you should be looking out for. Got my little iPad here. Keep all my notes intact. I'm going to start out with your proxies. Now, you want to proxy, pre-order, whatever you want to call it. Doesn't really make a difference. You want to always check references, no matter where you're ordering from, who you're ordering from. eBay, internet, Instagram, wherever you go, there's ways to check references everywhere. Facebook groups, forums, chats, wherever you want to go, you can check and just double check and triple check and quadruple check. It's your money at the end of the day. You don't want to get messed over. Secondly, don't just randomly send people money. Don't gift it if you don't know them. You want to make sure that you are covered 100%. So you want to make sure you leave a note when you're sending a payment from PayPal or you're doing Chase Quick Pay, whatever you're doing, make sure you're leaving a note in detail about why you're sending a payment, just in case anything does go wrong. Let's see. If you're going to do like meetups or anything like that, I would suggest taking payment beforehand. Either do half before the meetup to guarantee that the person's going to show up, and the other half upon receiving your shoe or them getting their shoe, taking a look, as long as everything's on the up and up. I don't like doing cash on meetups just because a lot of people are trying to scam you. Oh, you set a deal for $300 for a shoe when you met up, they had $275, and I don't have any other money on me, and you're getting, you brought the shoe, you're there, now what do? You're like, oh, all right, fine, I guess I have the deal for $275. So you want to make sure you set your terms before you do a meetup as well, or even before you do any kind of deal with anyone. Make sure you know that you want a certain amount of money, either half before or half after, 3/4, 25, whatever you want to do. Make sure you're in agreement before you set out to meet up with a person or you make the deal. I mean, it's really self-explanatory, but a lot of people get scammed when you're doing internet deals with PayPal. PayPal always sends you an email from PayPal. I get a lot of fake invoices sometimes. I'm like, whoa, where did this invoice come from for $300? Don't check it. Don't look into it. They're looking to get your information for PayPal. As soon as you go to log in, they take your information. So, I mean, things you got to look out for. I actually brought someone today that has a better insight from the selling side or the reseller side of the sneaker game or just reselling, period. And as a buyer, I would suggest you guys not be so quick to, I don't know, call people scammers without evidence. Like, I know it's hard sometimes. People have your money, they don't answer you, they don't respond to you, and you start getting nervous within 15 minutes, 20 minutes. You're like, oh, what do I do? Where's my money? This guy's scamming me right now. You got to allow people some time, because I know how it goes out there. You got to get 2 pairs. They have friends that are in the street getting them pairs. They have to meet up in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. Sometimes the phone dies. Like, I'm not making or justifying someone, not answering your phone call, but don't be so quick to hop on Instagram if you don't get a phone call from someone in 15 minutes to call them a scammer, because you're tarnishing their reputation at the end of the day. And, some people do make money like that. That's just from my personal perspective. I had a couple of situations with people in PayPal you really want to look out for. Don't just let anybody use your PayPal. I mean, for a transaction, for anything that you can't guarantee. Like, sometimes I'll do stuff on the camp out where someone will give me a shoe personally, and I'll post it up and then I'll make sure it gets shipped out, just because I don't want to have to hear that, oh, they got the money, but something happened, the shoe can't go out, and then it just doesn't look right. And honestly, that's how a lot of people get scammed too, using fake addresses and fake PayPal. So another thing to watch out for. And let me take a little quick recess. I'm going to throw up a couple of pictures of fake emails. I'll put them up in the corner here somewhere, just so you see what like a fake payment looks like and you want to pay attention to. And another thing I want to address is I actually had a really good camp out the other day at Packers. They dropped their 25th anniversary Dirty Buck sweet shoe, came in a special box, and they were, cordial enough to let me go by or do a list at the shop. They had a couple of details. You couldn't camp until 9 o'clock in the morning, but we all know how that goes. 9 o'clock in the morning, you got 300 people trying to get in the same door with no organization whatsoever. So myself, Death to Phones, we got there the day before. He got there at 8 a.m. I got there at 1 p.m. and we started a list, so on and so forth. I did a 7 p.m. roll call, a 12 a.m. roll call, and a 7 a.m. roll call, along with a 9 a.m. lineup. So I mean, I had a lot of friends that were on the list, but a lot of people, left and came back, and they were trying to, solidify their spot. But I mean, if there's a 7 p.m. roll call, there's a 7 p.m. roll call. If you're not there when I call your name and I don't know what's going on, or, I try to ask the people that are around you in your location if it's okay. I said, ask them. If they're okay with you not being here for a roll call, they know the deal. It's on you guys at the end of the day. Like, it's the people on the line that, are supposed to control the line. And a lot of people came up to me at like 1 o'clock in the morning, wanted to know where their spots were, and they got crossed off. People that are my friends. But at the end of the day, I'm not here to make friends. I'm here just to make sure that it goes smooth. And it's up to everybody out there to keep it smooth. And I mean, I know it's only one. It's not that big a deal. But at the end of the day, when they opened up at 9 o'clock in the morning, they took my list, and whoever was number 1 through 134 got their pair based on the list, because it was organized, it was easy, and it was simple. And the people that got their shoes were happy that there was a list, and there wasn't 400 people trying to jam through a door, and you just spent 12 hours, 18 hours camping, and you got, cut out. And the only people that were really mad at me were the resellers, because I didn't hold them down, because they were at other places trying to get shoes or whatever they were doing. But sorry, not sorry. And take a little quick break, and I'll pull somebody up here. All right, what's up, guys? Took a little quick intermission. Bring out my friend Tone here. What's up?
What's going on, man?
Chilling. Horrible handshake, but it's cool. One of my good friends here, Tone, from the reselling community, sneaker community, and just a friend.
Small reseller, small.
Anyway, I stand by him. I've seen the guy work a couple times. He does the right thing by his customers. 99.9% of the time, you got to leave a little room for error.
1%.
So today we're talking about reselling, scamming, proxies, pre-orders. How do you fit into that area?
I do pre-orders a lot when it comes to like future releases. I start doing pre-orders like a week in advance before the release day, or maybe 2 weeks, depending how hyped up the sneakers are. So basically, I just tell people these sneakers are dropping soon. Place a pre-order now. Direct message me. Don't hit me up on the comments, because I'm not gonna reply. Hit me up. Ask for your size. I give you the price. We go about business. You could either PayPal me the money through invoice. I'm not paying for the fees. You're gonna pay for your fees for protection. Either we could do PayPal, or we do cash meetup if you're in New York. If you know somebody in New York, that's perfect. And we meet up for the money before release date. Release date comes, I have your sneaker, hit you up like, yo, listen, I got the sneaker. Where do you want to meet up at? Let's do this. And we take from there. Smooth transactions every time.
Okay. Do you find it's easier to protect yourself through PayPal or cash meetups? Like, how do you prefer to protect yourself as a reseller?
I prefer cash meetup most of the time.
Why? Well, before you even continue, why do you prefer cash?
It's more personal to me. I can meet the client. We could talk. We could bullshit. Talk about sneaker releases and stuff. I could relate to them and get personal with them, so they could feel like you're not a customer. I don't call my clients customers. I feel like that's degrading them. Like you sell drugs to customers. Like, you're not a customer. Like, you're my client. Like, I'm gonna look out for you. I'm gonna do the best I can do for you. So but if you don't live within the tri-state area, if I can't do a cash meetup with you, there's always PayPal, bank deposits. I wouldn't suggest bank deposits for just anybody, only if you trust the people. I had a few people from out of states do bank deposits. They have to trust.
What exactly is a bank deposit?
They'll go to my local bank and say you got Chase. They go to the Chase. They get your bank account information. The only thing they need from you to do a bank deposit is your first and last name
and your account number.
Don't give them your routing number. Do not give them the routing number.
Oh, you can use that anywhere.
Don't give them your debit card number, your credit card number, or your routing number. Don't do it.
Well, the point of today's episode is more of a protection thing for people who buy or sell via internet, Instagram, Facebook, wherever your outlet is, to pick things up, and how to protect yourself. Now, you said that bank deposit obviously isn't a very good idea.
No, unless you trust a person and you have a good relationship with them.
So you honestly, say I was buying something from you out in the world, and I hit you up and I was like, listen, I'm going to invoice you, or you invoice me for a certain amount of money for the shoe. I hit you up. How many clients do you usually take per shoe or per release?
I take as much as I can. If I can't fulfill orders, then I know other people in the business. Like, yo, listen, I need this size. This person gave me this amount. I'm going to give you this much, and you leave, $30 for me, like a finder's fee.
Okay.
$30, $20, I'll be happy with it. You know, we do business like that. If I've done it a few times, because you know you can't get everything in the world. You can't get order sneakers.
Okay, fair enough.
So if I can't fulfill orders, I know somebody else that got it, and we'll take it from there. And you're gonna get the sneaker no matter what.
Now that incurs to something I actually said earlier in the video about sometimes people get called out for being scammers for not responding too quickly, or say someone hits you up on the day of release and you're actually busy. You got a lot of pairs to pick up, and say it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon, you're still making your rounds. Store opened at 8. Somebody's hitting you up since 8:30, like, hey, where's my shoe? Where's my shoe? And you know, what if your phone dies or something like that? How do you keep in touch with your customers, or do you keep in touch with your customers all day long?
I keep them updated throughout the whole day. Like, listen, I'm still in Manhattan. I'll be in Brooklyn later on. We can meet up when I'm done. I still got like a few pairs to pick up. Like, I keep them updated so I don't keep them in the dark. So they're very happy with that, with all the information I give them. And you know, we meet up at a fair time, and they're happy with everything.
Very important to me as I guess a buyer as well out in the community. Sometimes I feel like pushed to the side by someone that maybe I did do an order with, or someone that hit me up and was like, oh, I have your pair, and they don't get back to you at like a particular time. They don't email you. They don't say anything. But I personally
start to worry.
You start to worry a little bit. I know where it comes from, but I would never immediately try and tarnish someone's name. Is really more the things that I'm trying to get at. Now, in your eyes, do you think that scamming has given the community a bad name? I'm not just going to say resellers, but the community.
Of course.
Why?
It all comes down to trust. Once you get scammed by one person, you lose trust completely. Like, why am I going to give you this amount? Like, get the sneaker first and then I'll pay for it. You know, it comes down to stuff like that. Like, the pre-order game is tricky. You can't just pre-order just anybody. You can't just, like, here's my money. I'll see you on Saturday or Thursday. Hit me up. Like, they could just disappear and not hit you back up or nothing. So, scamming, it's, you know, it's the dark side of the community. It's horrible, but it does happen, and there's only so much you could do to protect yourself. You just gotta be careful out there, man. It's crazy.
All right, man. Good enough. Thanks for coming through.
No problem.
Boom.
All right, guys, what's up? What's going on? I just want to conclude today's episode. I said before that I was going to post a couple of pictures of what some fake PayPal invoices would look like. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little overlay while I'm talking right now. The first picture is basically, it's already labeled out. It shows you exactly, I found this picture. It shows you exactly what the links are going to look like when you get one of those fake invoices. You'll see the top says PP for PayPal. Instead of it saying PayPal, it's PPAL. So that's a good indicator that it's a BS little situation there. Another thing is it'll never say dear PayPal customer. It'll always say your name. If you see any links that are on there that you can tap, you don't want to tap them because it's going to direct you to PayPal or something similar to PayPal as a sign-in, and it basically they're just going to pull your login information. The next one is a mobile one that's asking you to decline a payment. That's also another way to push into you putting in your information to take it, obviously. So you want to be on the lookout for that. But 9 times out of 10, it's never going to be addressed from PayPal. There's a couple of different addresses that they use, but if you look at anything that comes from PayPal, it's always from PayPal. So you always want to pay attention to that. I think that's pretty much it for the fake invoices. Anytime you get anything that's not from a certified place that you do business with, even sometimes you'll get like emails from confirmations for something you purchased. You never have to push anything. If you order something online or whatever it is, it's just a confirmation. So if ever you have to like confirm anything for your purchase outside of when you purchased it, you know it's BS. Lastly, I got a couple of people that hit me up recently about other people using me as a reference or a resource to sell their stuff. I don't co-sign on anybody doing that. I don't give anybody I just don't co-sign on it. It's not my style. If I don't personally hold something from someone that they want me to sell for them, I typically don't do it unless like I'm really good friends with them or I know them, they live close to my house, I can easily access the thing. But 9 times out of 10, if anyone wants to sell anything on the camp out, either you have to lower your price, 1, or 2, have the item, or actually both of these, lower your price and have the item in my possession so I don't have to deal with, you know, oh, something happened, they couldn't get it out, they couldn't ship it. I just don't like dealing with that, especially when it's going through my PayPal. Like I said before, you don't want to let anybody use your PayPal that you can't control. So yeah, just to regroup on that, I never give anyone permission to use the camp out as a reference. So if anyone says to you, I found a size 13, I was camping with the camp out, he helped me get the pair. If you want it, it's the price. Like, don't, my hands are in the air on that. I don't do that. Like I said, you could always use me as a reference if you need to. I have no problem, doing a little research on someone. If, I'm not gonna do it for everybody, but if you're really having a hard time figuring if someone's legit or not, I have no problem helping out. But I mean, the whole purpose is, to educate more or less, to give you guys a heads up on things if you don't know, you should know. I mean, be kind, rewind. Basically, camp out. I mean, I said in the first video, it's more for the community than it is for me or, any one person to do. I had a situation at Supreme last week, and we had a list going and yada, yada, yada. Sometimes you can't control security, you can't control certain things, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's up to the people on the line to not let, shit pop off. People let their friends come in groups and droves, and it happens. One boy's gonna come and he can cut, a couple people are cool with it, but when they come with 3 people and those 3 people got to cut, and those 3 people that they know got to cut, it turns out, to be a shit show. You really can't have friends on the line. I mean, if you're holding somebody down that's there with you all night is one thing. They go to eat for 2 hours, they got to go do something real quick, and everybody's cool with it. It's whatever, but, at the end of the day, you're out there and you're putting the work in, so why shouldn't you get rewarded and not screwed, more or less? Thanks for watching. I'll probably have another video coming up soon. I'm trying to stay up on it, but, I'm always outside. If you get a chance, subscribe, like, I don't know, whatever, do whatever you want. But check the Instagram, Twitter, it's all the same. Don't forget the 0. Peace.